Hello, I've been asked to make a video to share the lessons that we have learned as trainees leading teaching on navigating the new online world of medical education. Who are we to tell you what to do? Well, we set up TLT in March 2020. Teaching had just been suspended and lockdown was in full force. Thanks to the effective use of online resources and the enthusiasm of trainees and trainers, it was a huge success. We've run this online platform for 6 months and facilitated a multitude of different speakers. So today I bring you 10 take-home messages from the trainee-led teaching team. 1. Don't take it personally. It's horrible. The feeling of talking to a cold, hard machine for an hour is enough to have you longing to be back in a room full of fidgety junior doctors. We know that it's rough. But don't let this feeling throw you off. We've seen speakers who do this on the daily come out of these sessions feeling that their performance was subpar. There's no sense of the room, and that can make us feel pretty uneasy. If you stick with it, you'll realise that it's not just you, it's all of us. 2. It's not the same. A new medium requires a new approach. It's time to find your strengths and adapt them to this online forum. Pose provocative questions and pull your audience in, or use interactive software to demonstrate your key points. Scripted, ad hoc, staged or spontaneous, put on a performance. Anything is possible with the internet. 3. Practice makes perfect. Get familiar with the format and comfortable with the platform you're using. You can get your colleagues, family or friends to rehearse over Teams and Zoom before the big day. Or, if you like, go it alone. You can record any session and watch it back at your own leisure and see what you're going to look like on the big screen. Get there 10 minutes early, mute your microphone and survey the crowd incognito. And most importantly, be mindful of what else is open on your computer. I've seen a lot of semi-confidential emails while someone tries to sort out their slides. Sharing your screen can be surprisingly tricky. Close all of your inboxes, turn off your notifications, and your secrets will be safe. 4. It will go wrong. The connection might fail, your mic won't work, the video will freeze, and you will get frustrated. It happens. You've got an audience full of MSN-minded millennials who might be able to help. Just ask. You can identify someone at the start of your talk and they can act as your stagehand. Offer us rewards. A non-clinical skills assessment for our portfolio would do the trick. Get hold of a contact number for those in medical education who are running the show, just in case you get shut out or that laptop shuts down. A diamond is a chunk of coal that did well when their slides didn't work. 5. Make sure you're on the same page. Match up agendas. Take a back seat and let us do the hard work. Let the people who you're training tell you how they want to be trained. At the start of the session, take a minute to identify what are our hopes and dreams for this lecture. And if we have none, we'll appreciate the hopes and dreams that you placed in us. 6. Leave time for talking. Every piece of feedback we get indicates that people want a chance to ask questions. The chat function has allowed shy bairns to get out their comments and queries. This can be distracting, so make sure you turn off the notifications when you're speaking. Then you can either use it to identify the points at the end of the session yourself, or at the start of the talk, pick a brave attendee to chair and moderate the chat, and they can feedback any questions as and when they arise. 7. There is nothing more powerful than silence. But even though it seems like forever and it can get a bit awkward, it's often worth giving us a bit more space to come forward and speak our minds. By the time we finished our mouthful of food, swept the hair back off our face and unmuted our mics, a few moments will have passed. You can use this time to take a drink of water and think about how terrific your teaching has been so far. 8. Do not be afraid to try some new technology. It is not as terrible as you may anticipate. We have used Google Forms, Poll Everywhere, Mentimeter, and there are so many more. It's an easy and embarrassment-free way for trainees to engage, and it is totally cool to see your answers turned into a word cloud. These online tools are plentiful and pretty easy to negotiate. Just try them out in advance. And if you get stuck, you can get in touch with us and we would be more than happy to help. These are examples from Professor Nav Kapoor's recent talk on suicide prevention in COVID-19. 9. Less is more. If you're sat in front of a laptop all day, fixing your focus is no mean feat. The average attention span is approximately 10 to 20 minutes, so it's worth making sure that that time is used in an effective way. Your hour-long lecture is being lost, and our feedback suggests that what works is short, digestible chunks. This time is for us to find out what we're dying to know and you're dying to tell us. A succinct approach means that you can focus on the stuff you think is really important. The rest is up to us. Share resources before or after the session to provide the parts we'll need to look at independently. Because our learning is our responsibility. If you give us the best, we'll do the rest, as long as you show us where to find it. 10. Feedback is fundamental. MedEd will collate feedback for you, but you can easily create your own using Google Forms or SurveyMonkey and get immediate feedback or ask your own questions. Feedback goes both ways, and you need to know what is good and what isn't, what is helping and what's making things harder, and what can we do to make it better.